How many of you remember Irish Spring soap back in the 1980s? In 1986, Irish Spring changed its scent. Now, we were an Irish Spring family, but when the brand changed, so did our loyalty. So too is it with the massive and cancerous changes our nation is enduring courtesy of the radical left wing. The folks who have imposed their woke ideology into every aspect of American life are making our lives stink. Woke, the ultimate brand betrayal. That's my focus in today's preamble. Let's start with the greatest Benedict Arnold play that we are faced with as Americans. A government that confiscates our money, then turns against us. The Department of Injustice and the FBI are one of the largest and most dangerous agencies to brazenly weaponize government against the Democrats' enemies. As an example, we all remember the violent, unlawful left-wing riots in the wake of the death of George Floyd. The Department of Injustice dropped almost half of the federal charges against Antifa and the Hamas-supporting BLM lawbreakers in Portland alone. The local left-wing prosecutors, in turn, dropped roughly 90% of the charges. Meanwhile, those dangerous selfie takers who newly released video shows Capitol Hill police welcomed into the Capitol, folks like them, well, they've been denied their constitutional rights. A dragnet is still being pursued because the FBI and DOJ seemingly want to dissuade anyone from voting for President Trump. The United States has been the land of the free and the home of the brave, but that brand is tarnished by betrayers in our midst. The United States may be irrevocably damaged if the government-wide purge is not undertaken, a purge to restore a government of, by, and for our people. These leftists didn't stop with only corrupting our government. They have infiltrated the culture as well. Through infiltration, pressure campaigns, and carefully choreographed social media attacks, the left managed to convince most of Major League Sports to betray their fans. Where once national pride, the flag, and sportsmanship reigned, America was force-fed disrespectful kneeling for the flag, promotion of the Marxist Jew haters of BLM, and even a direct assault on America's daughters. Following in the man-sized footsteps of the controversial trans swimmer at the University of Pennsylvania, another male swimmer claiming to be trans is making headlines at Ramapo College in New Jersey. He is wiping the floor with female athletes, breaking record after record. In a tweet on X, tennis icon Martina Navratilova blasting this left-wing trend by saying, quote, "Women's sports is not the place for mediocre male athletes who compete as women, period," end quote. The Democrats in our society are unfettered in their destructive efforts at erasing a century of progress and equality for women just for their political convenience of today. What's shocking is how many Americans are buying the Democrats' new slogan, "The best woman for the job is a man." Perhaps why so many Democrat voters are persuaded to stab women in the back is because they've been told through media that's the cool thing to do. One of the latest offerings at the holiday box office is The Marvels. It's tanking. The Marvels bombed in its opening weekend at the box office, posting the worst opening weekend in Marvel Cinematic Universe history, and that's without factoring in inflation. Now, I've not seen the movie, nor do I plan to, but close friends of the show have. It's full of preachy, left-wing idiocy that doesn't even contribute to an already weak story. Theatergoers, they're saying they wanted to go and see a movie that told a good story, and all they got was a steady diet of wokeness shoved in their face. Now, Walt Disney owns the Marvel brand. As you all know, the House of Mouse made headlines some years back promising that all of their franchises, from Star Wars to Marvel and their Disney offerings, were going to force wokeness down the throats of their audience. Old Disney CEO who just took back his old job from the guy who injected all this left-wing nonsense in the first place, Bob Iger, reaffirming that what the audience wants is immaterial. He doubled down on garbage stories in an effort to push the woke agenda, no matter the cost. In fact, Disney confirming that if you're a Disney investor, you should be ready to lose money. Legal expert Jonathan Turley sounding the alarm on this, writing, quote, "In a new corporate disclosure, Disney acknowledges that its controversial political and social agenda is costing the company and shareholders," end quote. Indeed, in a new SEC filing, Disney admitted it has been slapped by its own customers for its far-left social and political agenda. And like good leftists, it seems Disney wants investors and its audience to know it's not about you, the customer. It's about them. The left wing has many universal qualities, my friends, but thinking they are the center of the universe is the biggest one. And that leads us back to government. Here's Biden's new brain saying it's not about what the people think, only about what the Biden regime thinks.
I'm not challenging the accuracy here. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying to you is that, we're not going to change the minds of Americans. I get that. Americans are going to feel how they feel, and we're going to respect that. And I've said that many times from here, many times. I said that moments ago. What I can tell you is what our perspective is. What I can tell you is how we see things.
Our perspective, how we see things. And when asked if they plan to change course, just like the lefties at Disney, the Biden regime sees no reason to change.
Many of us were probably asked some version of the following question.
Okay.
Given the president's sagging poll numbers and the fact that he is currently placing behind any Republican opponent, has there been any talk in this White House about a change in strategy or staffing going forward in reflection of those numbers to continue to show him underwater?
No.
Did you hear the press guy? He goes, strategy or staffing? Again, can you get somebody else in here to BS the public better than you're doing? He doesn't want to change the policies. He just wants to change staffing. The press isn't in it for you either, folks. America isn't America under the rule of left-wing extremists who have taken over the Democrat Party. Sports is no longer fair or entertaining. We can't even have our movies or TV programs without some leftist force-feeding us their Marxist garbage. The reason? In their mind, it's all about them. The left sees the world in a certain way, and they have infiltrated almost every facet of American life to shove their worldview down our throats. And if you don't like it, they'll try to ruin you, steal your livelihood, or use the government to shut you down. The solution to all these problems is the same. It's a Salcedo Show axiom that goes like this. They can't hurt us if they don't have our money. Trust me when I tell you that from Joe Biden to Nancy Pelosi, from Mitch McConnell to Liz Cheney, left-wingers delight in hurting you and using your own money to do it. So with what little discretionary spending we have left in the Democrats' era of inflation, we shouldn't spend that money to fund woke companies. And we should hire politicians committed to defunding a government that has clearly grown beyond the consent of the governed. But we had better act fast. The American brand is quickly disappearing.